Good morning, everybody. This is another morning where weather and traffic
go together.
Hand in hand. I mean,
Yeah.
not in a good way.
Not at all.
Because this rain that we had earlier, even though some of it's moving out, still causing major, major problems. So I want to start with Northwest Indiana because we've had all kinds of issues with flooding right around Kennedy Avenue. We've had a lot of crashes there. So right now you can see that solid delay heading westbound. It's backed up. It's almost a half an hour from I-65 to the state line, right? Okay, it's backed up from I-65 to Kennedy, and eastbound is backed up from Calumet Avenue to Kennedy. So big problems in Northwest Indiana.
Right.
What is the weather like in Indiana?
Well, you know what? It's getting a lot lighter as far as the rain, but if we can go to my weather computer, I have a picture from Mike, who's over in Valparaiso, and this is what it looks like in the Salt Creek Commons plan. And we're seeing a lot of this high standing water in many local plans and areas. So that's kind of what we're dealing with. We still have a flash flood watch in effect. Roz, I'm not seeing flash flooding at this point, but you've been talking about high standing water on many local roads. And as you see, latest radar imagery just showing how we do have rain over the city here, but not a lot in Northwest Indiana right now.
And you know, the thing is, when we do get this high standing water, even when the rain stops, it can take days for that water to dissipate and filter through. So this is Storm Tracker Live, and they set up at an area in the Palos area that's affecting Palos and Orland. Okay, this is the intersection of Southwest Highway and 131st. Southwest Highway is closed from 131st down to 143rd.
See it right behind my head.
Yeah. So, and this is one of those spots that it could be closed for days. Orland Park, Palos. I mean, it's terrible when this happens. Doesn't have to happen. Doesn't have to rain that long.
But the thing is we've had, some areas have had 3 and 4 inches of rain since the weekend. In fact, I want you to see what's going on along the Naperville Riverwalk, because high standing water there, as that water continues to creep. And while we don't have any flash flooding in the area, what we're seeing is rivers, streams. You've talked about the high standing water on roads, and that's where we're really seeing much of the problem. So these rivers too, we have this Des Plaines River, we have river flood warnings there. And in fact, these warnings are probably going to be in effect for several days, even though the rain will stop.
Well, the traffic, I hope, is not backed up for days.
Yeah, I know, exactly.
That would not be a good thing. But I want to go back to our traffic map, because we've got very high travel times. As you can see, there is a ton of red on that map. Your travel times are averaging anywhere from 45 to an hour. Of course, the Kennedy always has the higher travel time, but sometimes the Stevenson does. But right now, it's the Kennedy, which is 1 hour from O'Hare into downtown. And some of the other things that we're keeping an eye on, this is I-57, right around 147th. You can see they still have that left lane closed. That's right behind me, where they've had the high standing water. And IDOT crews have been out there throughout the morning trying to pump that water, get it out of there. Hopefully that will be taken care of shortly, because with that left lane closed, we've got about a 1 to 2 mile backup on I-57.
Oh my goodness.
And that's not the extent of it. We've got all kinds of closures off the expressways. This one is in Madison. Governor's Highway closed between 216th and US 30. We're cutting off the top of that text box, but that's where it is, that section of Governor's Highway. There we go. So we moved that down. Thank you so much, guys, so everybody can see it. One of the other ones that we're keeping an eye on, and again, a lot of this is in the south and southwest suburbs. Also in Madison, Vollmer is closed between Cicero and Crawford. So what are we seeing as far as the rain to the south?
Well, that makes sense, because that's where we've seen some of the higher totals since the weekend. We're talking even over 5 inches of rain.
That's a lot of
rain. My weather watcher Mike in Plainfield says since the weekend he's had over 5 inches of rain. Here's what we're going to be watching. Okay, so you see down toward Watseka, there's another area of rain that's going to continue to lift northward through the morning, and that may indeed clip some of you in the far southern suburbs. I'm talking Kankakee over toward Rensselaer, but for the most part, I think the rain is going to continue to wind down across the Chicago metro area. And then, Roz, the good news is we should be done with rain for the day, other than an isolated shower. But the bad news is I have more rain coming back tomorrow. But we will get that Sox doubleheader in today.
Okay, well, I have more bad news too. So we've got, sorry, hate to be a Debbie Downer. Can we go back to those traffic maps? Because I've got more closures in the suburbs. Palos Hills, 107th is closed.
And south.
Again, between Keene and US 45, which is LaGrange Road at that point. We've got Palos Heights, 135th closed, Ridgeland to Harlem. In Glen Ellen, we've got this closure, and this is a pretty long one, Route 53 between Butterfield and Park. And you can see that's right by the DuPage River.
Wow, that is a lengthy.
It's a very long stretch. We've got closures in Joliet. Again, everything is to the south, southwest, west. US 30 between Washington and Highland Park Drive. And I do want to mention this Metro delay. Now, hopefully they will get this taken care of. But the South Concourse at Union Station, they've closed 3 of the tracks there. Reportedly, there was some concrete falling from the Amtrak structure there. Ooh. So this affects BNSF, Southwest Service, and Heritage Corridor right now. Hopefully, they will get that fixed, corrected, and they'll get those trains moving, but expect delays on those 3 lines.
All right. Well, there's your update for this morning. We have to go get ready for some of our cut-ins during Good Morning America, where, of course, we'll keep you updated on all of this. And as always, we'll keep you updated here at abc7chicago.com.